What's up? This is Terrell with 7 Kingz Trading 101, and it's April 25th. We're in another spread. In this particular spread, once again, today we're not really taking many signals because there was a huge move yesterday to the downside. So we expect, and for pretty much all this week, price has been going down, and so we expect a little retracement back to the upside at some point to try to go and cover and fill a lot of those orders that's been left up there. And so basically, we already took a trade earlier. We made a video on that, so you can check that one out. We're in another one, and so it's a daily spread 6530, and this is on the NQ US Tech 100 on Nadex. But 6530 to 6570 is the spread. We have 4.5 hours for it to work in our favor or to go against us. And just so that you can get a visual of what we're looking at, this is the spread here. Okay, so this is where price is. So we do have a ways to go to make up this space right here. So if price just stays where it's at right now, then we lose this and we lose the maximum, which is about 100 and something, about $101, somewhere around there. But we expect a good push. As you can see, we had this nice move yesterday down. Okay, and so if we pull up our actual Fibonacci targets, as you can see, our 61.8 Fibonacci target is pretty much right in the middle of that move, and so we expect price to get back up to that point. And so 65.98 is where that is. And so if we go back to our spread, as you can see, 65.71 is where this is. So 65.98 is well beyond our spread. And so basically what we're looking for is at least a push up to here in this area, at least at some point today. And if we don't get it, then we lose $100 and something. But if we do get it, we are gonna make about what I think it was like $2.99 or something like that. And so we're risking 100 to make about 300 on one contract. And so these are the type of trades that I like to get into. These are the type of trades that I'm going to suggest that my members get into. I'm not going to have you getting into crazy stuff. This is as crazy as it gets, is us being this far down with the sentiment bearish, and we're going against it. But we feel like we have good reason to. As you can see, most of your volume is kind of where we're hanging out right now. But what you can't see is all this up here. I mean, we have a lot of volume up there. I mean, as you can see, price was just kind of in this area for a while. Then we just got a big move away from there. That means it's a lot of orders left up here. And for all the retail traders that don't have a lot of money, it's easy for you to take a loss if it's only like, like the trade I'm in right now, it's $100, something like that. Even if you're, dealing with a decent amount of money retail trading, and you're risking, 1,500, even, maybe 3,000-4,000, something like that, right? But excuse me, when you're dealing with millions and millions of dollars, it's not easy for you to just take those orders off the table, especially when a lot of times when these type of moves take place, it does revert back to the mean, which is basically where price was. And so when that's what happens most of the time, and you have millions of dollars left on the table, you gotta take that. You gotta be patient, wait for price to get back up there so you could at least get your money off the table, break even, or you're accumulating orders down here, so when you get back up here, you could go ahead and take profit. And so this is what the big dogs are doing, the big money. And so you got to kind of understand that and understand the philosophy and just how they're thinking. So that's basically what we're banking on. As you can see, our risk compared to our reward is well in our favor. And so we're going to go ahead and pause the video, and we'll go ahead and update you when we have something changing. All right, real quick, I did want to point something out real quick. As far as the volume over here goes, as you can see, we have most of our volume accumulating right here. We don't know if these are mostly buy orders, mostly sell orders. We don't know that. All we know is these are orders, okay? And so most of our volume is here. And so this can be accumulation of a lot of buy orders to push price up. It could be accumulation of a lot of sell orders to push price down, or we can just have a good battle going on right now. So just understand what you're looking at as far as if you do pull up your volume over here and check it out, that's what you're looking at. And so as you can see, most of the price right now, most of your volume is right now, right here. Are they buying? Are they selling? We're not completely sure. Okay. But the sentiment is down, as you can see right here. But let me show you. Let me just pull this chart back over here real quick. Okay. So this is our NQ chart that we're looking at. Excuse me. And as you can see, when we got down to our bearish 61.8 target, we got a nice little bounce off, and that was the live trade that we took earlier. And so that video is going to be available later on this evening or tomorrow for you to check out. But we did go ahead, we got in down here, and we took our profit around right here. Now, as you can see, price came up and got through the 23, the bearish 23 target here, and then it used it as support. Okay, it came up, it made a nice little M coming down to use it as support again, as you can see, as it's currently doing right now. All right, and so that accumulation of orders that's taking place right now, again, we could be looking at price to go up or price to go down, but just based on what we're looking at and fundamentals, normally resistance turns into support and we get a nice little move to the upside to our next target when that happens a lot of times. And so I got an alert right here. This is when we're going to start getting interested in the trade. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pause it. I just wanted to point out real quick what we're looking at as far as our targets go, how we're using our targets, and also how to take advantage of the value and just how to read it. You unless you have access to some type of insider software, it's hard to really tell whether or not these are buy orders or sell orders, but we know these are orders. And so just understand there's a lot of orders accumulating around 65.10, 65.04. And so this is currently where price is at, and that's why it's kind of going around. But we're going to get a nice little pop in one direction or another here pretty soon based on this volume. And so we'll go ahead and pause it, get back when we have some action. Well, we're still waiting. This isn't one of those quick trades that we're expecting to just knock out real fast. This is kind of a real trade. We expect this to take a little while, but we have pretty much all day for it to take place. So just giving you an update. Looks like we broke the previous high, and so we should still be working our way up at this point. We had a lower low, lower high, lower low, then a higher high, and then we had a lower low and then a higher high again. So this could be considered consolidation, but if you kind of see what I'm seeing, it looks like we're slowly working our way up. And so just to pull our 2-minute chart up so you can kind of see where we're at. We did show a little resistance there, but we're getting a bounce off our 38, and then we are getting a little push up right now. And so hopefully this is the beginning of the momentum going up. we basically, what we want to see is a a nice little head and shoulders building up here is what we expect. And so price should come down or come up a little bit, make its way down a little bit more, probably bounce off this 23 again, and then hopefully work its way up to our goal. So that's what we're expecting to happen. We'll see if that takes place. I do believe with our charts and just the knowledge that we have of the market, it takes patience sometimes, but it's easy stuff almost every single time. You kind of see exactly what you're looking at. We know our 38.2 Fibonacci level is important. We've already busted through it, used it as support already, and so we should go ahead and get a push to the upside. And what we're looking for is to get here and then show a little resistance and then bust through it and ultimately get to at least here. It can make its way up to here, but we expect at least it to get from the 38.2 bearish target to the 38.2 bullish target. And so this is our goal. If it does do that, we'll be in great shape as far as our spread is concerned. Where is it? And so if we get back up into that area, we'll get some nice profit out of that. And so yeah, we'll go ahead and pause it, and we'll give you an update in a little bit. Alrighty, so we've been in it almost an hour now, and so we're at pretty much break even right now. It's going into a little bit of profit, but this is basically considered break even. And so yeah, what we're expecting is for it to keep on pushing up. This should be the reverse of the trend, or we're getting into a good consolidation point. Either way, we should see a good push up. We should be able to get some decent profit out of this eventually. So just want to do a quick update, show you where we're at. We'll go ahead and pause it and get back to it when we're in some action. All right, as you can see, we're already up into some decent profit now on this trade, but we still expect it to go up some more. So we are going to go ahead and stay in it for a little bit while longer. But yeah, it's easy stuff. When you have the targets and you kind of know what the market wants to do, trading isn't hard. It really isn't. It's an easy game. You just got to have the discipline to stay in there. And so as we're talking, it's going up. So we're at a decent profit level now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of here. Actually, that's not what we want to do. Wanted to get it back up to over 40. So what we'll do is we'll actually just place we'll place a working order and go from there. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Actually, I'm gonna let it run because I really do think we can get more than 30-40 out of this one. And so I'm gonna pause the video, and when we get up around 50 bucks or so for this particular contract, I'll go ahead and well, it's pushing now. So if we get a nice little push here, 250, we'll go ahead and hop out. But looks like it's playing around a little bit. So we'll go ahead and pause the video. When we get to about 50 or above, we'll go ahead and get back to it. Alrighty, so earlier I mentioned that we're expecting a head and shoulders to be forming, and so we have basically this is going to be the first shoulder here. Okay, we have our head here, and then we're expecting a bounce back down to about the 23 to form the second shoulder, and then we should take off to the upside after that. And we have plenty of time, so just wanted to kind of show you what we're expecting. Nothing is happening so far that we don't expect to happen. We did think we could get a nice little pop and possibly get some profit, but we didn't get that push that we were looking for to the upside. And so now it's just coming back like we expected to do. We should get back to about here to form that second shoulder, and then go ahead and push to the upside. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Once we get this little bounce here, we'll get back to you. Alrighty, so here's where we're at in this trade. The bounce should be taking place here pretty soon. Now, even if for some reason we get a situation where we have price come down to the 38.2, this head and shoulders that I see happening right here is either going to be a clear head and shoulders, or we'll have a nice little W take place right here on this 38.2 Fibonacci target right here. And so head and shoulders, if this bounce continues, or we have a W that should form if it continues down to this 38.2 and then bounce back up. But either way, we have a nice reversal pattern that's forming right here. As you can see, our momentum is getting to the upside, so we should be in good shape. We're gonna pause it, and you know what I mean. Once we get close to where we want to be, we'll come back and finish the video off. Alrighty, so we should be getting that push we was expecting here pretty soon. Let me just get the chart pulled over here pretty quick. So as you can see, we got the bounce that we were looking for. It's working its way up. We do have some momentum building back to the upside. And so we're looking for this to cross back over here. And then we should get a push up to this 23 Fibonacci target. But we expect to get up here ultimately. And once we get into a good position to take profit, about 50-60 bucks, we'll go ahead and do that. This is a spread on Nadex, and so it does have time included in it, and so that can hamper the value of it if it takes too long. But if we get a good push to the upside like I expect to, it shouldn't matter. So we'll go ahead and pause the video and get back to you when there's some action. Alrighty, so it took a while, but we finally got up there. So we're going to go ahead and take our profit real quick. And then once we take our profit, we'll go over to the charts real quick and kind of show you how everything turned out over there. So real quick, get back up here to 50. And we're out. So that was that. And let's get back over to the chart. So as you can see, we just hit what our actual entry was. But when we pull our 2-minute chart over. That was our alert that we had set. As you can see, we got the bounce. It took a lot longer than we expected, but we got what we was looking for. Like I said, it came off the 38. It's headed up to the 23. Ultimately, it's probably going to end up somewhere up here by the 38 if it doesn't go and push a little bit higher, to just try to get some orders done by the end of the day. But it did what we expected to. So those are two trades for you today, April 25th. One took 20 minutes, the other one took a couple hours. But, you know, a win is a win. Sometimes they're quick, sometimes they're not. But when you have the correct system and you know what you're looking for, they're ultimately easy things. So, anyway, we'll go ahead and finish this video up. This is Terrell with 7 Kings Trading 101. If you're interested in receiving our charts and getting access to our chat room, just go ahead and click the link below in the description and go to our website and go ahead and get signed up. On that note, you guys have a wonderful day. Terrell, 7 Kings Trading 101.